So hello and welcome to another DJI Neo Drone video. Now today's video is not going to film in my usual field, which is here. I've decided to go to a different location to mix it up a bit and give you something a bit different to look at rather than trees in the field like my previous videos. So what I did is I jumped on a bus, I travelled to Yarm, which is in the northeast of England, my old hometown. And I wanted to do some shots over there before, but the weather just hasn't been the best. If you're from the north of England, you'll know that it's always windy and rainy. So when it comes to flying the DJI Neo Drone, it's a bit of a nightmare. So these Wednesday videos, I wanted to do them every single Wednesday, but obviously I hope you can appreciate that it depends whether the weather's going to be decent or not, whether I can get this thing in the air, whether it's going to end up blowing away or whatever, or fly away or whatever it does. And after the crash that I had, I kind of want to be a bit more careful with it. I don't know if you can see on there, I've got an aluminium little rail thing, little guard barrier, whatever you want to call it, on the actual drone now. I don't know if you watched the previous video, I actually crashed it. It flew off and crashed into a tree, and the gimbal and the camera were damaged beyond repair. I couldn't fix it, I couldn't pop it back into place. So I had to send it back to DJI and they sent me a brand new drone. If you watch the previous video, I'll put a link in the description of that particular video, and that will detail the DJI repair package that I got now and wish I'd had before. But yeah, in regards to today's video, I'm going to be flying this drone over water, not very close to water, it's going to be quite high up, but I'm going to show you a bit of Yarm, and there's some unexpected bits of footage that I didn't think were going to happen on a couple of the parts when I was up in the air, but they did, which was quite surprising and nice. So you can see those. But when I did the recording in Yarm, the first couple of minutes of the footage were filmed around about 12:30, 1 o'clock. The sun was out and the weather wasn't too bad. There was a wind, so I was right next to the Viaduct in Yarm, just so I could shield the drone going up, get the satellites and the signals strong before flying it around. So I did a little flight for a couple of minutes or so, brought it down, and then around about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, I took it back up again. The weather wasn't overly great, it was a bit overcast, and well, you can see for yourself, you can see the difference in the footage. Now I did change the settings on this to a lower ISO. I think I kept it on around 100. The shutter speed I think was around about 1/120 or sort of below. So I try to keep everything as low as you've been telling me. I have been listening. Now I set all that low. I think I put the exposure value, I think that was about sort of -3, -0.3, something like that. So that was quite low as well. So I try to keep everything down and keep away from the sun, so there was not much glare. And I think it helped. The first couple of minutes I think really looked decent, especially for something like this. So without further ado, check that video out and I'll be back in a minute. So there you have it. That was just a little flight around Yarm. You got to see the sort of the town hall in the distance, and that unexpected bit of footage that came in, it was the trains. One had already gone over, and I wasn't expecting another one to be so soon. And as I was flying over and it was going over the actual viaduct itself, the train came along, and I just think, to me, I thought it was a nice little bit of footage. And then in the second footage, another northern train went over, and I tried to follow it round as best I could to try and make it a little cinematic. People say that these drones aren't built for cinematic sort of footage, and they're basically just to fly around and do little vlogs. But to be honest, I think this is a great little bit of kit. I think it does well for the price, for the weight of it, and for the actual camera it's got on it. I think it's a great little thing to take with you and do stuff. And I think it's a great beginner and starter drone. People seem to want to spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds on a drone to do certain things. If you want to do professional photography and drone footage, then obviously, yeah, you need to spend a bit more than like 150 quid on a drone. But for me, I think this is just ideal. The combo package that I got, you got 3 batteries with it, and if you're just going out for the day, you can just fly it up, get some nice little shots to add into your already existing video, and it just makes it look a lot better, in my opinion. Now, I'm going to do another little video next week in regards to a cool little site that I found that gives you a bit more information regarding these drones. And I think it's I think it's a web application, and it's also a little app you can stick on your phone as well to check certain things out. But I won't mention too much. I'll keep that for the next video. So I hope you've enjoyed this little video and seen Yarm, and hopefully you'll enjoy that bit of footage. I do think it's a little bit better than the previous footage when I've been just flying it around all of these trees. I think the sort of the brownness of the trees makes it look all pixelated. It did look a little bit better last time I flew it around, but obviously it's not as good as Yarm, is it? Yarm has a lot of decent sort of clips to film, so I thought I'd do that for you. Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye and hope you've enjoyed this video. If you've liked it, give us a like in the appropriate area, comment below and let us know what you think. If you've got any ideas of what you want me to do with this, keep it nice. Any places or any answers you want from this, any questions you've got, and as a beginner, I'll try and answer them at my particular level, because I think some of the people that are online are professional drone flyers, pilots, whatever you want to call them, and they have got a certain terminology that they talk about, and to be honest, it goes right over my head, a bit like this drone. And I like to keep things as low as possible to my level, so it's understandable by all. So if you've got a beginner and you've never even tried one of these before, I want to keep it so everything I mention is understandable, and yeah, you can sort of get on board with it. So take care of yourself. I hope that you are all well, and I will see you in the next drone video. Bye bye.